hope you're well. This feels like a while since we've sat down and like just had a chat. I've been very, very busy. The office has taken over my life and I'm barely here at the moment because I'm just covered in paint and sawdust and bits of flooring and cables. I'm here and I wanted to talk about today wellness and self-love, kind of in particular perhaps in context of me becoming single a few months ago and how I've been feeling over the past few months and how I've been looking after myself, what I've been doing. Self-love is such a important topic for me and something that's very close to my heart. This video is sponsored by Lilo because they are celebrating 20 years of Lilo and they have launched a new product which I'll show you in a bit, which I think is very, very fitting with the theme because I will go on to talk about pleasure, but I just wanted to let you know that they've kindly sponsored this video, which is awesome, and I'm really happy about it because I love the brand. If you didn't know already, I became single in December. I was very sad, but I also took it upon myself to use it as an opportunity to really focus on what I wanted to achieve, what I wanted to become, the person that I wanted to be without any, let's say, distraction, without any external pressure, without any external thoughts and influences. I really wanted to focus on being the best version of myself this year and taking the steps to do that. So I suppose the first thing that happened like naturally and just because of timing was I started the 10-week shred with my gym, which is essentially, it is a weight loss plan, but for me it was more like a mental challenge. It was more about having something to focus on, to have a goal with, to see how far I could go with it, and to just kind of prove to myself that I can stick to something and have regain a little bit more control over myself, because I am someone that is very impulsive. Being an ADHD sufferer, I'm very impulsive. I get bored of things. I lose interest in things quite quickly. This was like a real test for me to stick to something for 10 weeks like that, and I really wanted to prove that I could do it, and I did it, and I lost 1.5 stone in the process, which lots of people have noticed a difference, and I'm feeling really good for it. Not necessarily I'm only feeling good because I've lost weight, but because of the process of doing that has made me feel good. So exercise is so important for me, and I've realized that in my later years, in like recent years, of how it's integral for feeling motivated. I noticed that if I don't exercise, my energy levels are quite low. I feel sluggish. I don't feel excited about doing things. I feel like I just can't get on. Whereas if I have a day where I've got up and I've gone to the gym or boot camp, the rest of my day seems to feel like it's fizzing over and I'm just getting stuff done because I've got the endorphins going around my body, I've got the energy flowing through my body, and I feel like I can just press on and just get stuff done. Because I'm a person that, it's like momentum. I've explained this many times before. I can start my day by being active and it just continues out for the rest of the day, and then I find it hard to stop. So exercise is also very important for my ADHD as well. I was told by my psychiatrist that I need to exercise more. I was like, I exercise loads, but the reality of that is I probably could have exercised a bit more, which I started to do. I feel great. It's stimulating, isn't it? And with an ADHD brain, you need stimulation. I'm not really sure entirely on the real scientific reason for it. It definitely works. Because it's just like, yeah, I've got something to do. It's like being a Labrador and just needing a ball to be thrown because I need to bounce around and just get rid of this energy and just get rid of all this rah inside me, and it really, really does help. Also because exercising, releases certain chemicals like dopamine and endorphins, makes you feel really good afterwards. And then there was the diet side of things, which I am making a video on what I eat. But that was really good to kind of figure out what I was eating too much of or not enough of, my relationship with food and why I eat certain things at certain times, my relationship with alcohol and how that applies into my life, and just switching some things around which are then gonna ultimately benefit me. So that was really, really great. to learn and get into the habit of. If you do things enough times, it becomes a habit and it doesn't become like, ugh. It becomes part of your life. And so practicing that and seeing the results of that and seeing it actually working was well good. So exercise and diet have been a really big factor for me the first 3 months of this year, and it's really paid off, and I'm feeling really good in myself. I feel really confident and sexy. I'm proud of myself. What can I say? I'm proud of myself. The next thing is self-pleasure, and this is where Lilo comes in. So I have been using Lilo products for years, and I think that they are possibly, they are the best sex toy brand out there, and I talk about them to my friends all the time. I love what they stand for. I love their approach on the website. I love the photography that they use on their social media. I just love that their whole aesthetic and what they represent. And self-pleasure, I think, is so important in your day-to-day life, not just from a sexual perspective, but I think that self-pleasuring not only obviously teaches you more about your body and what you like and what you don't like, which can be used like later in kind of sexual situations or just for yourself, but also the benefits in terms of the release of dopamine, the release of serotonin. It can help you reduce stress, it can help you're in pain, it can help with getting to sleep at night, it can help with relaxing, it can help with just sort of, I sometimes think it helps just level me out a bit. Like if I'm a bit stressed or a little bit overstimulated or a bit anxious, I think just having some time to myself really helps. And I rave about it so much to my friends. I mean, they all know this now, but we're all sort of advocates of that kind of stuff. In particular, Lulu have brought out a new toy, which is very cute. I'm very small and discreet. This is called the Lily. This is the Lily Free, and it is just looks like a little pebble, I suppose. And this is a clitoral stimulator, and it may be small, but she packs out a punch. So the Lily has got 8 different settings with varying intensities. Obviously, the first thing that's notable about it is it's small and discreet, but it's also waterproof and rechargeable, and you can take it anywhere with you. I've not taken mine out yet. I've not been in a situation where I suppose it's suitable, but this is the Lily Free, and it's a great little addition to the collection. People can laugh and turn their nose up at, or laugh or kind of give you a funny look when you start talking about self-pleasure and masturbation, and I just think that that's still so sad that can have a reaction when you talk about it, because there's nothing shameful about it or weird about it. Like, it's so commonly done, people do it all the time, but people only see it from kind of like a sexual perspective, or from almost like a seedy perspective, which is really sad that that's even thought of in the first place, but has so many benefits other than what you would, you know, oh, this is having a bit of fun. Yeah, you're having a bit of fun, but it's, why am I doing that though? Because I'm stressed, or I just want some time to myself, or I've got a spare half an hour, I don't know what to do with it. I need a pick-me-up. There's so many reasons why it's beneficial to do that, and also when it does go down, you know, becoming more of a, in a sexual kind of context, it's good for when you're with partners, being able to tell them what you like, or even if you don't have a partner and you are feeling horny and you just want to have some time to yourself. Amazing. Especially around ovulation, it is, you know, you are more horny because that is the point. You're like, your body, your hormones are saying, we must procreate, we need to go get some because we're about to pop an egg out and we want it to be impregnated. We want to make a baby. That is what it is like. That is what our body is telling us to do. So that's why you may feel more flirtatious, more like confident, a lot more horny around ovulation time, because that is what your body wants you to do. It wants to go and do stuff. So you need to scratch that itch. Lilo are the pioneers in self-pleasure toys. This is actually on promotion at the moment for £69, so you should go try it. Go check it out. Go treat yourself. Another thing that I've adopted this year is just being a bit more yes to things, but also a little bit more no, if that makes sense. So previously, obviously, when I was in a relationship, I wouldn't often do things because I was thinking about my partner and spending time with them and always prioritizing our time together. And that wasn't always met for me. That wasn't always done. That wasn't always reciprocated or done for me, which I've obviously learned from. So I've taken back that kind kind of control, and I've decided that I will do more things for myself, take up more opportunities and more invitations, and just put myself out there a bit more. I've found in the past that I've not taken up certain opportunities or done things with people. I don't even know if it was because I was afraid, but I kind of told myself, oh no, I'd rather just stay in. But then I found like actually applying myself more and being more sociable and, you know, taking up offers on things, I'm a lot more happier because of that, you know, because it's enabled me to make new friends, form deeper connections with people, experience new things, just have a lot more fun. But equally, I have no shame in saying no to someone if I don't want to do something, preserving my energy and taking it easy. Like obviously I said earlier, I find it difficult to stop once I get really into something. And yes, I do get exhausted because again, like I hyper focus on things and I get really into it, and then I feel the brunt of that like afterwards, and I feel really exhausted. So I'm just like, I'm so cool with saying to people, I just need a me day, I need a day to myself, I need time to chill, listening to my body, listening to the cues of my body, and just doing things, like not feeling bad about sleeping in. Like for example, today, it's Monday, I would have gone to boot camp this morning, but I had a really hectic weekend and I slept in till 9. Old me would have been like drowning in guilt, thinking that I was worthless, thinking that I was lazy, thinking all these horrible things. Whereas actually I woke up today and was like, you know what, I've had a reasonable amount of sleep, now I'm gonna get up and I'm well rested, and now I can go and do my day to the best that I can and not feel crap and blah because I'm overdoing it. Also, don't really apologise if I can't do something with someone, because I'm not sorry that I can't do it. I don't want to do it, so I'm not sorry that I can't do it, if that makes any sense. We're very prone to saying sorry. Oh, sorry, I can't do that, because you feel like you have to make up an excuse to justify why you don't want to be around them, and it's not that you don't want to be around them. It's just like, oh, I can't because I'm just resting. Like that should just be an easily natural thing to say, whereas we apologise for looking after ourselves all the time, and you kind of feel like you've got to really have a reason for not wanting to do anything, when actually just looking after yourself, needing a break is reason enough, and there's no shame in that. Saying no to people, but also changing the way I reject people's, or changing the way that I talk about myself to other people, you know? I think it's really important to change the dialogue, kind of be unapologetic when it comes to looking after yourself. And I think that you are definitely surrounding yourself with the right people if they understand and respect that. Whereas if people are offended or miffed, then that's a them problem. What Helen wants is like my favourite thing to run around my head. I've spoken about this quite a lot in the recent year, and all it is just asking yourself, what do you want? What does Helen want to do? And sometimes I will get like decision paralysis, and I will then just right then and then ask myself, what do I want to do? And I'm like, whatever comes to my head first, I will go and do. And it can be even like bigger things or long-term things, like what does Helen want to do? I really want to go on a long beach walk on my own. Well, then let's go do it. I really want to book a cabin or something in the Peak District and go hiking. Okay, well then let's go on Airbnb, let's go do it. Oh, I really want to go to the cinema and see this film. Well, let's go. Why not? And even in like small, like in the moment decisions where I actually just really want to sit down, have a cup of tea and eat a dairy milk and maybe watch an episode or something. Okay, that's cool. Not question these things or have to justify things. Let's just get on with it. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go do it. You can apply that to anything. Like, what do I want right now? What do I want to do? Okay, let's go do that. I'll tell you what it also does is it stops you from making decisions that you think you should be making. I.e., I want to do this, but I really should be doing that. Or people are gonna think this if I do this. Or people are gonna think I'm strange if I go to Nando's on my own. Or it stops you from letting outside what you think opinions changing your decisions, because you know we can be influenced by stuff, we can feel pressure, and we can predict what we think people are going to say or think about us. But when you ask yourself, what does Helen want, or what does insert name actually want, it enables you to just go do the things without thinking about anybody else. I do think it's crazy how we often don't do something because we're afraid of looking weird for doing it on our own. We're afraid of like people judging us because we're doing something on our own. I just find that so bizarre, because we were put on this earth, unless you're a twin or something, on our own. We're singular individuals that can do stuff. Like, I just go out and enjoy yourself. There's no reason why you can't just do something on your own. Go travel on your own, go to the cinema on your own, go eat somewhere on your own, go to the garden centre and sit down and have a cream tea on your own, you know, a museum. Like, there's so much beauty in solo adventuring, and I follow so many more people now that do that, and it's really, really inspiring, and that is something that I'm really aiming to do this year. Routines and rituals, and what I mean by this is just taking back my house. Like, it's all mine now. I've decluttered the whole thing, I've reorganized it all to suit just me, and I have also taken back, like, my time, as it were. I don't have to compromise for anybody else right now, and so the way that I live my life at home is so much more suited to me, and I'm really, really loving this sort of independence that I'm having. So, you know, I look forward to my evenings where I will have like a bath, put my jammies on, take off my makeup and do my skincare, and then sit down in my heated blanket with the dogs with a cup of tea, some sort of protein pudding or dessert after my dinner, and just watching something on the telly that I've picked myself and really enjoy it and not have to think, and don't sit there for ages scrolling what to watch on the TV now. I'm just, oh, that looks good, I'll just pop it on. It doesn't take me long to decide on what to watch anymore. Just creating these little routines and rituals that you know are going to bring you those small pockets of joy. It's not just a case of doing things because you have to. It's a case of bringing little moments of joy and things to look forward to into everyday life. And that could be anything. Like, for me, it's my cup of tea and my pudding and my heated blanket. I look forward to that. But it could be anything from enjoying, I don't know, doing your skincare routine, enjoying sitting down and doing a puzzle, or sitting down and listening to a vinyl. It can be anything that you hold sacred for yourself, and it's uncompromisable, and you just implement that into your day-to-day life, because I think that there is so much benefits from really small bits of joy, really small moments of joy, because these little bits of joy add up to a bigger picture. Oh my god, another thing that I've been doing so much recently is napping. This is obviously only applies if you're able to do this, but taking it's either 20-minute or 40-minute nap. And what I do is I tell my Alexa, I say, Alexa, set a timer for. I'll lay down and I'll have a nap, and it helps me reset my brain. It helps me de-stress. It is honestly like turning the reset button on. It's crazy how it works for me, and I'm able to do it. I'm not fully in deep sleep. I am definitely in a lucid state, because I'm still kind of aware of what's going on around me a little bit. The things going through my brain are not normal. And I don't mean that in a weird way. Like, earlier I was having my little 20-minute nap, and I was eating a croissant in my brain, and I could actually feel my mouth going like that. But yeah, it was so weird. It just completely resets my brain. If I'm a bit overstimulated or a bit stressed by something, I've got a lot to do and I don't know where to start, and my brain's like a hurricane. Oh, all right, I'm gonna go have a nap real quick. Go have a nap, and then I'll wake up like, come on then, let's do it. Let's just figure this out. I never thought about that, because napping in the middle of the day, that just seems like, what a weird, strange thing to do. Again, it's one of those examples of not caring about what other people might think about you. I'm like, well, I like to nap in the middle of the day because it really, really helps me out, and it really helps my brain, and it helps me just get on and continue to just live my life, right? So I'm not gonna care if someone would think that was weird, or someone thinks is like whatever someone might think about me. I don't care. And another thing, so there's this video online, and it's that Louis Spence guy, and he's on the roof, and he shouldn't be on the roof, and he says, what you gonna do? What are they gonna do, shoot me? They have to catch me first. I'm like a whippet. I've taken that mantra just through my life now. I will make decisions. I will do things, do what I want, whether it's just day-to-day choices, last-minute decisions. I don't know, it could be anything. We can get so paralyzed and so trapped by, again, our thoughts on what other people may think of us. So what I just do to remind myself is I say in my head, what you gonna do, shoot me? It's really, at the end of the day, what's the worst that could happen? What's going to be a consequence? There are no consequences really to our day-to-day choices, unless they are terrible, really terrible, like actually terrible. If I make a decision on something that's going to be great for me and make me feel good, And then I get a moment of doubt because I've got someone's like opinion in my brain that I've just fabricated out of nowhere. I'll just gonna do, what are you gonna do, shoot me? It's too late, I've done it now. And then the last thing that I've done, which I actually did before Christmas, but I'm fully feeling the benefits now, is having a work phone. Now I'm self-employed, I work in a creative realm, and having everything work related on one phone was very distracting. I never felt like I could switch off properly, and I was always scrolling on Instagram and stuff, which, you know, we do as consumers, but I was also doing it from a perspective of what else should I be doing more of? What aren't I doing enough of? I'm not good enough. I'm comparing myself to all these people all the time. So I got a work phone, so I'm limited to within certain hours of the day. And it's been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But that's what's been happening. That's what I've been doing with myself and my life, and I'm feeling really great. And perhaps in another 6 months' time, we won't do 3 months, we'll do 6 months' time, we'll have another catch up and see how life is. I also dyed my hair, that's made me feel really great. But during my little nap I had, I was laying on it as curly as it was earlier. That is that. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to go check out Lilo's website for this smashing deal. Farewell.